All relationships are actually an expression of need. They essentially say, I need something from you. And sometimes that looks like, I'll give to you, and that fulfills a need in me. However, acknowledging this openly is not always easy. For reasons residing mostly in our childhood, we have learned that expressing needs straightforwardly comes at the risk of punishment in one form or another. This can be experienced through held back love or different forms of humiliation. In any case, there is a sense of weakness or helplessness around needing, and we therefore come up with, let's say, safer strategies of receiving. For example, one effective way would be to say, look what a good person I am. I'm not selfish, and I only want to give to you. But what lies behind this dynamic is the wish to remain innocent and not be attacked. It is the childish side in us, where we pretend we don't really need anything in order not to feel that weakness. Not needing, however, is impossible. It's actually a denial of our own humanity. And when we look closer, we can discover that the wish to remain innocent becomes a concealed power trip. It can carry some aggressive traits as well, by means of control and guilt. So when we place our focus on remaining innocent, we protect ourselves from criticism, and this means we need to constantly control the outcomes of our interactions with others. What we mainly wish to avoid is feeling guilty or being too much for somebody else. In this way, we also remain morally superior, but this turns out to be an exhausting position of power over time. In addition, as long as we remain in control, our familiarity with our own potential is limited. We cannot really discover and express the many other qualities, desires, and untapped potential that reside within us. Expansion really happens when we allow more parts in ourselves to emerge. A good lesson for those presenting themselves as selfless people or those wanting to remain innocent is to allow relationships and events to take form without being attached or expecting a specific outcome. Another important consideration is the conscious invitation of feelings of anger. Anger, even though it is socially condemned and can have a destructive quality depending on how it's expressed, also always points to an inconsistency, an unclarity, or an imbalance. And from that perspective, it is valuable. And when this disharmony becomes apparent, it also presents a doorway to a deeper understanding. We can ask ourselves, what needs to be exposed in this relationship, or what do I want to become aware of? But in order to give up on this powerful role of innocence, something else more meaningful has to take its place. The pain of self-betrayal can be such a disruptive force. Once this pain can be felt deeply by getting in touch with the consequence of sacrifice and the lack of realization of your own potential, the love for your truth can be a powerful support. Fear will set in. It is inevitable in our life, and it will give you a feeling of setback at times. Don't expect that to change. Stay in touch with the pain of self-betrayal, as it holds a key for acknowledging your inner reality and taking responsibility for your life. What is presented in this video describes a common dynamic. However, the complexity of life circumstances can create a number of different scenarios and also movements in us. So stay open for this video to sink in and notice if something resonates in your heart.